In the dark emptiness of space, a massive alien fleet suddenly appeared above Earth. Their huge ships blocked out the stars like giant shadows. The leader of the galaxy's rulers sent one clear message to every screen on the planet: "We come in peace, or we die trying." The words hit hard. People stopped what they were doing and looked up at the sky in shock. Families gathered around screens. Soldiers in bases stared. Pilots in ships froze. The galaxy's most powerful empires were shaking in fear. They had watched humans for many years from far away. They saw humans fight bloody wars on their own world. They saw humans survive deadly plagues, giant storms, and crashing asteroids. They saw humans build fast ships, strong weapons, and cities under domes on other planets. Now humans were growing too strong, too fast. The alien rulers knew one simple truth: if they did nothing, humans would soon rule the stars. So they made a plan. They would offer peace before it was too late. Deep in a hidden fortress far from any sun, the Galactic Council met in secret. The room was cold and dark. Leaders from many different species sat around a large glowing table. Zorath, the tallest one with shining blue skin, spoke first in a low voice. "Humans are not like other races. They turn pain into power. They fight until the end. If we wait, they will destroy us all." The others nodded slowly. They remembered old stories of races that tried to challenge humans. Those races were gone now, wiped out or forced to hide in dark corners of space. No one wanted that end. They all agreed on the same plan: send a giant ship to Earth. Offer peace. Give humans advanced technology, endless energy, new worlds to live on, and a seat in the council. Join them so the aliens could watch and control humans from the inside. On Earth the message came at midnight. Every capital city lit up with alerts. Leaders from all nations rushed to an underground command center. The president of the United Earth Alliance, Elena Reyes, stood tall at the front of the room. She was calm, but her eyes were sharp and hard. "They are scared," she said to the group. "Read their words again. Or we die trying. They offer peace only because they fear war with us." Generals and scientists looked around the table. Some wanted to say yes right away. "Think of the gifts," one scientist said. "Faster ships, cures for every disease, no more hunger." But others remembered the pain from the past. 10 years earlier, unknown alien ships attacked human colonies on Mars and Titan. They killed thousands without reason. They stole resources and left burning ruins. Humans searched for the attackers for years. Now the truth stood in orbit above them. The alien main ship hung in space like a living beast. Its black skin moved slowly like water. Inside, Commander Krell watched Earth on a giant screen. He had 6 arms and glowing red eyes. "They will accept," he told his officers with confidence. "No race refuses us." But deep in his chest fear grew stronger every minute. He had seen recordings of human wars. Humans fought each other for decades and still came out stronger. They built new weapons during battles. They never gave up, even when everything looked lost. Krell's hands shook a little. He hoped the peace offer would save them all. Elena Reyes walked to a small private room. She opened an old locked box and pulled out files covered in dust. Pictures showed burned homes on colonies. Lists of names of the dead. Children who never returned. She closed her eyes for a second, then spoke to her closest advisor. "They think we forgot," she said quietly. "They think we are weak and will take their gifts. But we remember every scream, every name." The advisor asked, "What do we do now?" Elena looked out at the stars through a small window. "We listen. We smile. We ask questions. But in our hearts we know what comes next." Hours went by. The aliens sent more messages full of promises. "We bring technology beyond your dreams. Join us and live in peace forever." Earth answered politely, "We will discuss your offer." But in hidden rooms engineers worked on secret weapons. Soldiers trained harder than ever. Spies got ready to sneak onto the alien ship. Everyone felt the same fire inside. This was not just about peace. This was about justice. The aliens feared humans. And that fear made them weak. A young captain named Jax Harlan stood on the bridge of his small scout ship. He was only 28, but already a legend from the old colony fights. He stared at the giant alien fleet. "They look unstoppable," he said to his crew. One crew member laughed. "Size does not win. Heart does." Jack smiled. They all knew the old stories. Humans always found a way, no matter how dark things got. The galaxy waited. The alien ships stayed still in orbit. No one moved. Silence filled space like a heavy weight. Everyone knew the next words from Earth would change everything. Peace on alien terms, or something much darker. Elena Reyes stepped in front of the global cameras. Billions of people watched around the world and on distant colonies. Her voice was clear and strong. "We have heard your offer. You come here in peace because you fear us. You know what humans can do when pushed. But we remember the blood on our colonies. We remember the lives taken without warning. So we say this to the galaxy: we do not accept peace on your terms." She stopped for a moment. The world held its breath. "We choose our own path. And that path leads to justice and vengeance." Commander Krell felt ice in his veins. "They said no," he whispered. His officers stared in horror. The rulers of the galaxy shook in fear once more. The offer was on the table. Humans had looked at it and pushed it away. War was coming, and humans had chosen it. 10 years ago, on a quiet night above Mars, the first attack came without warning. Human colony domes glowed softly under the red sky. Families ate dinner. Children played in low gravity. Then the sky lit up with strange lights. Unknown ships dropped from orbit like falling stars. They fired beams that cut through metal and stone. Buildings exploded in fire. Screams filled the air. Thousands died in minutes. The attackers took what they wanted: water, fuel, rare metals, and left. No message. No reason. Just death and silence. On Titan, the same thing happened months later. Ice bases cracked open. People froze or burned. Humans fought back with whatever they had: small fighters, mining lasers, but the enemy ships vanished into the dark. Survivors told stories of tall shadows inside the ships, creatures with too many eyes. Earth searched space for years. Probes scanned every corner. Nothing. The attackers hid well. People called it the shadow raids. Families buried empty coffins. Anger turned to stone in human hearts. They never forgot. They just waited. Now, with the alien fleet above Earth, that old pain woke up again. In the underground command center, President Elena Reyes spread old files on the table. Photos of ruined domes. Lists of names crossed out in red. A child's toy half-melted by plasma fire. She looked at her team. "They think time erased this," she said. "They think we moved on. But we built better sensors after the raids. We learned to listen deeper." A scientist named Dr. Lin stepped forward. She was small, but her voice was steady. "Our new deep space scanners caught something strange last year. Alien signals near the old raid sites. They matched the energy from those ships. The same pattern. The same weapons." Gasps went around the room. Generals leaned in. "You mean the Council knows who did it?" one asked. Dr. Lin nodded. "More than that. I think they ordered it." Jax Harlan, the young captain, listened from the side. He had lost his sister on Titan. Her name was still on the list Elena kept. Jax clenched his fists. "We need proof," he said. "Real proof. Not guesses." Elena looked at him. Her eyes were hard. "Then get it. Take your scout ship. Sneak close to their main vessel. Find their data core. Bring back what they hide." Jack smiled a cold smile. "With pleasure." The plan was dangerous. One wrong move and the aliens would spot him. But Jax knew risk. He lived for it. Night fell on Earth. Jax's small scout ship slipped out of orbit like a ghost. It was black, silent, built for stealth. His crew, 5 tough men and women, checked weapons and suits. "Stay sharp," Jack said. "One alarm and we're dust." They flew low under the alien fleet's sensors. The big ships looked even bigger up close. Towers of metal and light. Engines hummed like distant thunder. Jax found a weak spot, a small docking port on the side. They attached quietly. Magnetic clamps locked. Air hissed as they cut in. Inside the alien ship, the air was thick and cold. Lights were dim purple. Strange smells filled the halls, metal and something sweet like rotting fruit. They moved fast. Jax led. His team followed with guns ready. They reached a data room. Screens glowed with alien writing. Jax plugged in a human device. It started pulling files. "Hurry," he whispered. Data flowed. Maps, orders, videos. Then one file opened. It showed the Mars raid from the alien side. Commander Krell's face appeared on screen. "Take what we need," he said in the recording. "Leave no witnesses. The Council approves." Jax's blood ran hot. "Got it," he said. "Proof." But alarms screamed suddenly. Red lights flashed. "Intruders!" a voice boomed in alien tongue. Guards rushed in, tall creatures with claws and armor. Jax's team opened fire. Lasers crossed. One crew member fell. Jax fought like a storm. He shot 2 guards, grabbed the data chip, and ran. "Back to the ship," he yelled. They raced through halls. Explosions rocked behind them. Aliens chased. Jax threw a grenade. Fire bloomed. They reached the port. Jumped in. The scout ship detached fast. Engines roared. They sped away as alien fighters launched. Jax looked back. "They know we have it." In the command center on Earth, Elena watched the feed. The data arrived. She played the recording. Krell's voice filled the room. Everyone stared. "Their peace is a lie," Elena said. "They attacked us, stole from us, killed our people, and now they beg because they fear what we will do." She stood tall. "Send this to every human world. Let them see. Let them remember." Screens across Earth and colonies lit up with the truth. Anger spread like fire. People shouted in streets. Soldiers saluted harder. Engineers worked faster on weapons. Commander Krell stood on his bridge. His officers looked pale. "They have the files," one said. Krell's red eyes narrowed. "Then the game changes. Prepare defenses. Humans will not forgive." Fear gripped him tighter. The peace offer was breaking. Humans had the truth now. And truth was a weapon sharper than any laser. Jax's ship docked back on Earth. He stepped out. Elena met him. "You did it," she said. Jax handed her the chip. "They started this war 10 years ago. Now we finish it." Elena nodded. "The Council will beg harder. But we are done listening." Outside, the alien fleet waited. They had come in fear. Now fear turned to panic. Humans knew everything, and humans chose vengeance. The next move was theirs. War was no longer a question. It was coming fast, and it would be brutal. Deep inside the Galactic Council's hidden fortress, panic spread like poison gas. The leaders sat around the glowing table again. Their faces looked pale under the cold lights. Zorath, the tall blue-skinned one, slammed his fist down. "They have the files. They know we ordered the raids." His voice shook. The others stared at screens showing Earth's broadcast. President Elena Reyes's words echoed in the room. "We remember the blood. We choose our own path." Commander Krell stood in the corner, his 6 arms folded tight. His red eyes were wide. "I told you humans do not forget," he said quietly. "They hold grudges like weapons." Another leader, a small furry creature named Lyra, spoke up. "We must beg harder. Offer more. Give them planets. Give them our best ships. Anything to stop this." Everyone nodded fast. Fear made them agree on everything now. They sent new messages to Earth right away. The words appeared on every human screen at once. "We are deeply sorry for past mistakes. It was not our intention to harm. We offer full apology. We give you 10 new worlds rich in resources. Unlimited energy cores. Advanced healing tech for every citizen. Join us as equals. Let peace heal old wounds. The Council watched Earth's response with held breath. On their screens, they saw humans reading the offer. Some people in cities looked hopeful. Others looked angry. In the underground command center, Elena Reyes read the message out loud. Her voice was calm but cold. They say sorry now. After 10 years. After thousands dead. They offer gifts because they are scared. A general laughed bitterly. They think we can be bought. Elena turned to her team. We test them. Ask for the real price of peace. Earth sent back one demand. Give us the leaders who ordered the shadow raids. Hand over Commander Krell and the council members who signed the orders. Put them on trial for murder. Then we talk peace. Silence followed. The council room exploded in shouts. Never! Zorath yelled. We cannot give up our own. Lyra trembled. If we refuse, they attack. Krell stepped forward. They want blood for blood. That is human way. The council argued for hours. In the end, they chose to lie again. They sent another message. The raids were mistakes by rogue ships. No council member was involved. We punished those responsible long ago. Please accept our gifts instead. On Earth, Elena smiled thinly when she heard it. They refuse. Good. Now everyone sees the truth. Jax Harlan watched from his scout ship. He had stayed close to the alien fleet after stealing the data. His crew listened to the new messages. They lie again, Jax said. They protect their own. His team nodded. Anger burned in their eyes. Back on Earth, the broadcast played the Council's words for all to hear. People in streets booed. Soldiers sharpened blades. Engineers loaded missiles. The fire inside humans grew hotter. Elena called a quick meeting. They think we are fools, she said. They offer peace on their terms. We say no. She gave the order. Move one warship closer. Show them we mean business. The human flagship, the Thunderstrike, left orbit slowly. Its massive guns pointed at the alien fleet. Engines glowed bright. The ship moved like a predator closing in. Commander Krell saw it first. Alarms screamed on his bridge. Human ship approaching. Weapons hot. His officers panicked. They are going to fire. Krell stared at the screen. The Thunderstrike was huge, covered in armor humans built after the raids. It looked unstoppable. Do not fire first, Krell ordered. Hold position. But his voice cracked. Sweat ran down his skin. The Council watched in horror. They are testing us, Zorath whispered. If we run, we look weak. If we fight, we die. Lyra covered her face. What have we done? The Thunderstrike stopped just outside firing range. Its captain sent a short message. You refused justice. You hide your crimes. This is your last chance. Hand over the guilty or face what comes next. The alien fleet stayed still. No one moved. Tension filled space like a storm about to break. Humans on Earth watched live feeds. Hearts beat fast. Some prayed for peace. Most wanted payback. Elena stood in the command center. She looked at the screens. They shake in fear, she said. Good. Let them feel what our people felt on Mars and Titan. Jax flew his scout ship in a wide circle around the fleet. He saw alien fighters launch then pull back. They were scared to start the fight. They know we are ready, Jax told his crew. One spark and it all burns. Back in the council room, the leaders whispered. We must offer more, Lyra said. Double the gifts. Triple them. But Krell shook his head. It is too late. Humans chose war. Zorath looked at the others. Then we prepare. Call every ship. Build defenses. This ends in fire. On Earth, Elena gave the final word for now. We wait. Let them sweat. But know this, peace is off the table. Vengeance is coming. The Thunderstrike stayed in place. Guns ready. Humans did not fire. Not yet. But the aliens felt the weight of that silence. It was heavier than any laser. The galaxy's rulers begged for mercy. Humans listened and smiled. The next move would be bloody, and humans would make sure the galaxy never forgot. The world waited in heavy silence. Every screen on Earth and the colonies showed the same live feed. Billions of eyes stared. Hearts pounded. Children stopped playing. Workers paused in factories. Soldiers stood at attention in bases across the solar system. President Elena Reyes stepped onto a simple stage in the underground command center. Behind her, a huge window looked out at the stars. The alien fleet still hung there like a dark cloud. No one knew what she would say, but everyone felt the weight of the moment. This was not just words. This was the line between peace and war. Elena wore a plain black uniform. No medals. No crown. Just a woman who had lost family in the shadow raids. She looked straight into the cameras. Her voice came clear and strong through every speaker. "People of Earth and the stars beyond," she began. "For 10 long years we carried pain in silence. We buried our dead. We rebuilt our homes. We told ourselves the attackers were gone forever. But they were not gone. They watched us. They feared us. And now they come to our door with smiles and gifts. They offer peace. They offer technology. They offer new worlds. But they do so only because they are terrified. They know what humans become when pushed too far." She paused. The room was so quiet you could hear breathing. "They attacked our colonies on Mars and Titan. They killed without warning. They stole what was ours. They left children without parents and parents without children. We searched for them. We found nothing. Until today. We have proof. We have their own words. We have videos of their orders. Commander Krell spoke them himself. The council approved every death." Elena raised a small device. A hologram appeared beside her. It showed the alien recording Jax had stolen. Krell's face filled the image. His voice played again, "Take what we need. Leave no witnesses. The council approves." Gasps rose from crowds watching on streets. Tears fell on many faces. Anger burned in others. Elena let the hologram run for a full minute. Then she shut it off. "They pretend it was a mistake. They say rogue ships did it. They lie to save their skins. They beg for peace now because they see our strength growing. They see our ships, our weapons, our will. They fear that one day humans will come for them. And they are right to fear." She stepped closer to the camera. Her eyes locked on every viewer. "We could take their offer. We could have endless energy, cures for every sickness, peace for our children. But peace built on lies is no peace at all. Peace that ignores blood is weakness. We are humans. We do not forget. We do not forgive when forgiveness is not earned. We do not bow to those who hurt us and then pretend it never happened." Her voice rose higher. "You rulers of the galaxy listened to our demands. We asked for justice. We asked for the guilty to face trial. You refused. You offered more gifts instead. You think we can be bought. You are wrong." The crowd in the command center started to cheer. The sound grew. It spread outside. People in cities shouted. Fists pumped in the air. Elena raised her hand for silence. "So hear me now, Galaxy. Hear me clearly. We reject your peace. We reject your gifts. We reject your fear disguised as kindness. You came to us shaking. You offered mercy because you thought we would take it. But we choose something else. We choose justice. We choose vengeance. For every life taken on Mars. For every grave on Titan. For every tear cried in the dark. We will make you pay. Not with words. With actions. With fire. With the full might of humanity." She turned slightly toward the window. The alien fleet was still visible. "Look at them," she said. "They wait in orbit. They wait for our answer. They hope we will soften. They hope we will forget. But we do not forget. We remember. And because we remember, we act." She looked back at the camera. "To our people, prepare. To our soldiers, stand ready. To our engineers, finish the weapons. To every human who ever lost someone, this is for you. We do not start this fight. They did. 10 years ago. Now we end it. The cheers exploded again. Louder than before. They echoed through halls and streets. Elena stepped back. The feed cut to black for a second. Then text appeared, United Earth Alliance. We choose our path. On alien ships, the message played in translation. Commander Krell watched in horror. His bridge crew stared at screens. They said no, one officer whispered. Krell's hands shook. Worse than no. They declared war. In the council fortress, Zorath fell into his chair. It is over, he said. They will come for us. Lyra cried softly. We should have given them Krell. But it was too late. On Earth, the thunderstrike moved forward again. Not fast. Not slow. Steady. Like a promise. Other warships joined it. Engines glowed. Guns charged. Jax Harlan stood on his scout ship's bridge. He smiled for the first time in years. They heard us, he said to his crew. Now we make them feel it. The galaxy watched. The rulers shook harder than ever. No more offers came. Only silence from the humans. And in that silence, the promise of vengeance grew. War was no longer coming. War had begun. And humans would write its story in fire across the stars. The decision was made in silence but felt like thunder. President Elena Reyes gave the order from the command center. Target the outpost on Epsilon 4. The same one that led the shadow raid on Mars. Hit them hard. Show the galaxy what happens when you attack humans and think you can hide. No cheers this time. Just nods and quick movements. Ships powered up. Crews ran to stations. Jax Harlan received the message on his scout ship. He grinned. Finally, he said to his team, we get to pay them back. His small group joined the strike force. 5 human warships total. Not a huge fleet. But each one built for speed, armor, and surprise. Humans did not need numbers. They needed will. And they had plenty. The target was Epsilon 4. A rocky moon with an alien mining base. The same base that supplied ships for the raids 10 years ago. Aliens thought it was safe now. Far from Earth. Lightly guarded. They were wrong. Human scouts had watched it for months. They knew every patrol path. Every weak shield spot. The strike force jumped through hyperspace in formation. Engines silent until the last second. They dropped out right on top of the moon. Alarms screamed across the alien base. Human ships. Battle stations. An alien voice shouted over their comms. Too late. The thunderstrike fired first. A single heavy railgun shot punched through the main shield. Metal twisted and exploded in bright white fire. Secondary blasts followed. Human fighters launched like angry hornets. They darted between alien defense towers. Lasers crossed the black sky. Explosions bloomed like deadly flowers. Jax flew lead fighter. His cockpit shook with each turn. Stay tight, he called to his wingmates. Hit the power generators. Cut their legs. One alien turret locked on him. He rolled hard. The shot missed by inches. He returned fire. His cannons ripped the turret apart. Sparks flew. Debris spun into space. Below, ground troops, alien workers in suits, ran for cover. Some tried to man small cannons. Humans dropped bombs. Craters opened. Dust rose in slow motion on the low gravity. An alien cruiser tried to lift off. The thunderstrike targeted its engines. A missile streaked in. Impact. The cruiser tilted, engines died, crashed back to the surface in a fireball. Cheers came over human comms. Short and fierce. No time for celebration yet. Commander Krell watched from his flagship far away. The feed from Epsilon 4 played on every screen in the council room. They are slaughtering our people, he said. His voice cracked. Zorath stared in shock. How? So few ships. So fast. Krell clenched his 6 fists. Because they fight like they have nothing to lose. Other races run when hurt. Humans get stronger. On the moon, an alien captain named Vex tried to rally his forces. "Hold the line. Reinforcements are coming." But no reinforcements came. The council was too scared to send more. Vex's ship took a direct hit. Hull breached. Air vented. He screamed into the comms. "They are not like other races. They fight to the end." His words cut off as his ship exploded. Pieces floated away like broken toys. Jax landed his fighter near the main dome. He and his team jumped out in heavy armor. Guns ready. They stormed inside. Aliens fought back with claws and energy blades. Close quarters. Brutal. Jax shot one guard point blank. Another charged him. He sidestepped and drove a knife into its neck. Blood sprayed green. His team cleared room after room. They found data cores. Old logs. More proof of the raids. Jax grabbed what he could. "Burn the rest," he ordered. Flames roared behind them as they pulled back. The base was in ruins. Alien survivors tried to surrender. "Hands up," pleading in broken human words. Jax looked at them. "You did not give mercy on Mars," he said. "You do not get it now." His team finished the job. No prisoners. No mercy. Just justice. The strike force pulled away. Ships damaged but flying. They left Epsilon for a smoking wreck. Human losses: 1 fighter down. 3 crew gone. Small price for the message sent. Back on Earth, Elena watched the battle feed end. "First victory," she said quietly. The room erupted in controlled cheers. People hugged. Tears mixed with smiles. But Elena stayed serious. "This is only the start. They will hit back harder now." She was right. In the Council Fortress, panic turned to rage. Zorath stood. "Call every fleet. Every ship. We cannot let this stand." Krell nodded slowly. "War is here. Full war." Lyra whispered, "We should have surrendered." No one listened. Jax docked his fighter. He stepped out tired but alive. Elena met him again. "You led well," she said. Jax handed her the new data. "They are scared now. Really scared." Elena looked at the stars. The alien fleet still waited in orbit. But now they looked smaller. Weaker. "Good," she said. "Let fear eat them. Because we are just getting started." Across human worlds, people watched the battle recordings. Pride swelled. Anger sharpened. Factories worked day and night. New ships rolled off lines. Weapons tested. The galaxy felt the shift. One small battle. One outpost gone. But it changed everything. Humans had struck back. And they tasted victory. The rulers of the galaxy knew one truth now. Humans did not just defend. They hunted. And the hunt had begun. The next fight would be bigger. Bloodier. And humans would be ready. The news of Epsilon 4 spread like wildfire through the galaxy. Every alien world received the same images. Burning domes. Exploding ships. Human fighters dancing through laser fire. Alien survivors begging on open channels before they went silent. Planets far from the fight closed their borders. Trade ships turned back. Markets crashed. Leaders locked themselves in bunkers. Fear was no longer hidden. It was everywhere. In the Council Fortress, the glowing table stood empty for the first time in centuries. Some leaders had already fled to their home systems. Only the hardest ones remained. Zorath paced back and forth. His blue skin looked dull now. "We lost an entire outpost in minutes," he said. 1 human strike force. 5 ships. How? Commander Krell sat with his head in his hands. "Because we underestimated them. Again." Lyra, the small furry one, rocked in her chair. "We should send surrender terms. Give them whatever they want." Zorath spun on her. "Surrender? Never. We are the galaxy's rulers." But his voice sounded weak. On distant worlds, alien citizens watched the battle feeds in horror. Families huddled together. Children asked why the great empires could not stop the humans. Parents had no answers. Riots started on some planets. People demanded peace at any cost. "Let the humans have what they want," crowds shouted. "We do not want to die for old mistakes." Security forces cracked down hard. But the fear kept growing. Some alien races even talked about breaking away from the council. "If the rulers cannot protect us, why follow them?" they said. Whispers turned to plans. Secret meetings happened in dark corners. The once unbreakable alliance started to crack. Back on Earth, the mood was different. Factories ran non-stop. New warships slid out of dry docks. Pilots trained in simulators day and night. Engineers tested bigger guns and faster engines. People walked taller in the streets. Pride mixed with anger. They watched the alien panic on captured channels. "Look at them run," one man said in a bar. "They begged for peace. Now they hide." Laughter followed. But it was hard laughter. The kind that comes after years of pain. President Elena Reyes met with her generals. "The galaxy is breaking," she said. "Some want to surrender. Others want to fight. We use that." She pointed to a map on the big screen. "Our scouts found their main supply station. A hub called Nexus Prime. It feeds half their fleets. Food, fuel, weapons. Take it and they starve." The generals nodded. "A trap," one said. "We fake weakness. Draw them out. Then hit hard." Elena smiled. "Exactly. Make them think we overreached at Epsilon 4. Make them come for revenge. Then we close the net." Jax Harlan prepared his team again. His scout ship got upgrades. New stealth coating. Extra missiles. "This time we go deeper," he told his crew. "We find the weak point. We mark it for the fleet." They flew out quietly. Slipped past alien patrols. The galaxy was on edge. Every sensor ping made hearts jump. But humans moved like shadows. On Nexus Prime, alien workers loaded crates in panic. Ships came and went faster than normal. Guards doubled. Commanders shouted orders. "Humans could strike anywhere," one said. "Stay alert." But no one expected what came next. Elena sent a public message to the galaxy. Short and sharp. "We took one outpost. We can take more. Give us the guilty leaders. Or we keep coming." The council heard it. Zorath slammed the table. "They threaten us openly now." Krell stood up. "Then we must strike first. Send a fleet to retake Epsilon 4. Show strength." Lyra shook her head. "It is a trap. They want us to move." But the others agreed with Krell. Pride won over fear. Orders went out. A large alien fleet gathered. Dozens of ships. Heavy cruisers. Fighters. They jumped toward the old outpost. But humans were ready. Jax's team reached Nexus Prime first. They hid in the asteroid field nearby. Scanners locked on the supply lines. "Look at that," Jax whispered. "One hit here and half their navy goes dark." He sent the data back to Earth. Elena received it. "Perfect," she said. "Let them chase ghosts at Epsilon 4. We hit the real target soon." The alien fleet arrived at the ruined moon. They found nothing but wreckage and silence. "Where are the humans?" a captain asked. No answer. Suspicion grew. "This feels wrong," another said. They searched. Found no trace. Then the trap became clear. Reports came in fast. Nexus Prime under attack. But it was too late. Humans had already moved. In the council room, alarms blared. Screens showed human ships closing on the supply hub. Zorath stared in disbelief. "They knew," he said. "They planned this." Krell's red eyes narrowed. "They played us. Again." Panic hit harder. Leaders shouted over each other. "Recall the fleet. Send reinforcements." But the fleet was far away. Too far. Lyra stood up slowly. "We are losing," she said quietly. "The galaxy is falling apart because of our fear." No one argued this time. On Earth, Elena watched the feeds. "They are panicking," she said. "Good. Let it spread." Jax smiled from his cockpit. "They thought they ruled the stars. Now they run." The supply station loomed ahead. Human ships waited in the dark. Engines cold. Weapons hot. The plan was set. The galaxy shook. Planets closed tighter. Leaders hid deeper. And humans smiled. They knew the next strike would hurt the most. The rulers begged in silence now. No more messages. Only fear. And humans were ready to feed it. The galaxy held its breath as the alien fleet jumped back from the empty ruins of Epsilon 4. Their commanders felt foolish. They had chased shadows while humans moved unseen. Reports flooded the Council fortress. Nexus Prime, the heart of their supply lines, was under heavy attack. Screens showed human warships closing in fast. Heavy cruisers with thick armor. Fast destroyers spitting missiles. Fighters swarming like insects. Zorath stared in disbelief. "How did they know the exact location?" he whispered. Commander Krell answered with a bitter laugh. "Because we told them. By sending our main fleet away. They baited us. And we bit." Lyra covered her mouth. "We are finished." Orders flew out in panic. "Recall everything. Defend Nexus Prime at all costs." But the fleet was hours away even at full speed. Too far. Too slow. Jax Harlan led the first wave. His upgraded scout ship darted ahead of the main human force. "Stay low," he told his crew. "We look weak. Let them think they can win." The human ships spread out in a loose line. Engines flared bright to draw attention. They fired a few long-range shots. Nothing too damaging. Just enough to anger. Alien defenses at Nexus Prime woke up. Turrets spun. Shields hummed. A large alien battlecruiser moved forward to meet them. Its guns roared. Beams crossed space. One human destroyer took a hit. Hull sparked. It pulled back slowly. Limping. The aliens cheered on their bridges. "They are breaking," a captain shouted. "Push them." More alien ships advanced. They smelled victory. They forgot caution. They forgot humans never show full strength first. Elena Reyes watched from Earth. Her command center was quiet. Everyone focused on the live feeds. "Hold the line," she said softly. "Let them commit." The trap was simple but deadly. While the main human force played weak, hidden ships waited in the asteroid field nearby. Stealth fields active. Weapons cold. Engines off. They had slipped in days earlier. Jax's team had marked every weak spot. Now those hidden ships waited like wolves in the dark. The alien fleet pushed harder. They surrounded the visible human ships. Missiles flew. Explosions lit the void. A human cruiser listed to one side. Smoke poured from its engines. Alien captains laughed. "We have them," one broadcasted across open channels. "Surrender or die." Jax smiled in his cockpit. "Now," he whispered. The signal went out. Hidden human ships powered up at once. Engines roared to life. They burst from the asteroids like ghosts turning solid. They came from behind. From above. From every blind angle. The alien fleet froze for one deadly second. Too late. Human torpedoes slammed into exposed engines. Shields collapsed in bright flashes. A battlecruiser broke in half. Fire bloomed silent in vacuum. Another ship spun out of control. Debris hit its neighbors. Chaos spread fast. Alien formations shattered. Captains screamed orders that made no sense. Turn. Fire back. Retreat. But retreat was impossible. Humans closed the circle. No escape. Jax dove into the fight. His fighter weaved through wreckage. He targeted a command ship. "For Titan," he said as he fired. Missiles struck true. The bridge exploded. The ship went dark. Human pilots flew impossible maneuvers. They rolled through tight gaps. They used debris as cover. They fought like they were born for this. One pilot sacrificed his ship to ram an alien carrier. Both vanished in a massive fireball. The aliens panicked harder. Some ships tried to jump away, but human jammers blocked the hyperspace paths. No one left. The battle turned into a slaughter. Alien hulls cracked open. Bodies floated in the black. Green blood mixed with sparks. Commander Krell watched the feed from his distant flagship. His red eyes were wide. "They planned every move," he said. "They knew we would come running." Zorath collapsed into his chair. "Our fleet, gone." Lyra cried openly now. "We sent them to die." The council room filled with static. Screens went black one by one as ships fell. Only a few alien vessels survived. Limping away. Broken. The supply station burned behind them. Fuel depots exploded in chain reactions. The entire hub became a graveyard of twisted metal. Humans had cut the galaxy's lifeline in one strike. Jax pulled his fighter back to the main fleet. His hands shook from adrenaline. "We did it," he told his crew. "They are running." Cheers came over comms. Short. Tired. Victorious. Elena received the report. She nodded once. "Good. Send the message." A new broadcast went out to every alien world. "Your supply heart is gone. Your fleet is broken. Your rulers hide while you pay. Give us justice. Or we keep coming." No threats. Just fact. The galaxy heard. Planets that had closed borders opened emergency channels. Some begged for talks. Others prepared defenses in vain. Fear turned to terror. In the council fortress, silence fell. Krell stood alone now. The others had fled or given up. He looked at the empty table. "We offered peace," he said to no one. "They chose vengeance." He knew the end was near. Humans did not stop after one win. They hunted. They finished. Back with the human fleet, ships repaired fast. Crews rested little. They prepared for the next jump. Toward the alien capital. Toward the heart of the rulers who once thought they could control everything. Jax looked at the stars. "They shook in fear before," he said. "Now they break." The trap had worked. Revenge tasted sweet. But it was not over. The final blow waited. And humans moved closer every hour. The galaxy trembled. No more begging. Only the sound of approaching doom. The human fleet jumped through hyperspace in perfect formation. No wasted time. No hesitation. Destination: the alien capital world called Zorath Prime. Home of the Galactic Council. Heart of the empires that once ruled unchallenged. Ships moved silent and dark until the final drop. When they emerged, the sky above the planet filled with human hulls. Thousands of lights against the night. The planet below was beautiful. Golden cities, shining towers, vast oceans under twin moons. But beauty meant nothing now. Humans came for one thing: justice. Vengeance. The end of lies. President Elena Reyes watched from the bridge of the Thunderstrike. Her face was stone. "Begin," she said quietly. No speeches. No warnings. The attack started. Alien defenses woke too late. Orbital platforms spun. Lasers fired wildly. But human ships had better shields now. Upgraded after every battle. Missiles streaked in waves. Platforms cracked open like eggs. Explosions lit the upper atmosphere. Debris rained down in burning streaks. Alien fighters launched in panic. Swarms of small craft tried to meet the humans. Jax Harlan led the fighter wing. His ship danced through the chaos. "Cut through them," he ordered. "Straight to the surface." Lasers crossed. One alien fighter exploded beside him. Another clipped his wing. He rolled hard. Returned fire. The enemy ship burst apart. Jax pushed forward. Behind him, human pilots flew with cold focus. They used every trick learned from past fights. They flanked. They dove. They sacrificed when needed. Alien pilots screamed in fear over open channels. "They are everywhere," one cried. "We cannot stop them." On the ground, cities went dark. Sirens wailed. People ran into streets. Tall buildings shook as shields failed. Human dropships descended like falling stars. They landed in the capital square. Troops poured out in heavy armor. Guns ready. No mercy in their eyes. Commander Krell stood on the council tower balcony. He watched the sky burn. His 6 arms hung limp. "It is over," he whispered. Guards around him trembled. "We should flee," one said. Krell shook his head. "Where?" "They will find us." Below, human soldiers moved block by block. They cleared resistance fast. Alien soldiers fought bravely at first. But training could not match human rage. One squad charged a human position. Lasers cut them down. Bodies fell. Green blood pooled on golden streets. Elena gave the order from orbit. "Land the strike teams. Secure the council chambers. Take the leaders alive if possible. But do not risk our people." Dropships touched down near the main tower. Jax jumped out first. His team followed. They stormed the entrance. Doors blew open with charges. Inside, the halls were grand. Marble floors, glowing art, statues of past rulers. Now they echoed with boots and gunfire. Alien guards met them in the corridors. Close combat. Brutal. Jax shot one point blank. Another swung a blade. He blocked with his rifle. Slammed the guard against the wall. Neck snapped. His team pushed deeper. Room by room. Floor by floor. They found the council chamber. Empty except for a few hiding aides. "Where are they?" Jax demanded. One aide pointed upward. "The escape pods. Top level." Humans raced up. Explosions rocked the tower. Alien ships still fought in orbit. But one by one they fell. The thunderstrike targeted the last big cruiser. A single shot from its main gun split it in half. Fire bloomed. The sky cleared. Human control was total. On the roof, Krell and the remaining leaders tried to board escape pods. Zorath stood tall but shaking. Lyra cried. "Please," she begged as humans burst through the door. "We surrender." Jax stepped forward. Gun raised. "You offered peace when scared. Now feel what we felt." Krell looked at him. "I gave the orders. Take me. Spare the others." Jax's finger tightened on the trigger. But Elena's voice came over comms. "Bring them alive. We want trials. We want the galaxy to see." Troops cuffed the leaders. Forced them to their knees. Krell looked up at Jax. "You win," he said. "But remember this. Fear made us do it. Fear of what you would become." Jax leaned close. "You made us become it." He turned away. The pods never launched. Humans took control. The tower fell silent except for distant fires. Cities below burned in patches. People hid in homes. Some knelt in streets begging. Others watched in numb shock. The rulers who once demanded tribute now knelt in chains. Human flags rose over the council building. Not to conquer. To remember. To warn. Elena stood on the bridge. She looked at the planet below. "It is done," she said. But her voice held no joy. Only wait. Reports came in. Minimal human losses. The capital secured. Leaders captured. Jax returned to his ship. He sat in the cockpit. Stared at the stars. "For my sister," he whispered. "For everyone." The fleet held position. No celebration. Just readiness. Some humans wanted to leave now. Others wanted more. Elena addressed the fleet. "We have taken their heart. We have shown the price of betrayal. But we are not them. We do not destroy worlds for pleasure. We punish the guilty. The rest will remember." One alien leader escaped in the chaos. A small shuttle slipped away. Humans tracked it. "Hunt him," Elena ordered. "No loose ends." The galaxy watched in silence. No more panic. Only awe and terror. The rulers shook in fear once more. But this time no peace offer came. Only the sound of chains. Humans had reached home. Vengeance had arrived. And the stars would never be the same. The council tower stood broken under the twin moons of Zorath Prime. Smoke rose from cracked walls. Human soldiers guarded every entrance. Inside the main chamber, the captured leaders knelt on the cold floor. Chains linked their wrists. Lights flickered from damaged power lines. Commander Krell kept his head high despite the bruises on his face. Zorath stared at the ground. Lyra trembled and whispered prayers in her own tongue. Jax Harlan stood before them with his rifle lowered but ready. His team spread out around the room. No one spoke for a long minute. The only sound was distant explosions from the last pockets of resistance outside. Then Elena Reyes entered. She walked slowly. Her boots echoed. She stopped in front of the prisoners. Her eyes moved from one face to another. No anger showed. Only cold purpose. "You begged for peace once," Elena said. Her voice carried clear through the quiet room. "You offered gifts. You promised mercy. All because you feared what we would do. Now look where that fear brought you." Krell met her gaze. "We were wrong," he said. "We attacked your colonies to weaken you before you grew too strong. It was survival. For our people. For the galaxy." Elena tilted her head. "Survival? You killed children. You burned homes. You left graves across our worlds. And you call it survival?" Krell lowered his eyes for the first time. "I gave the orders. Punish me. Spare the others." They followed. Zorath looked up sharply. "Do not speak for us." Lyra sobbed. "Please, mercy. We have families too." Elena turned to a screen on the wall. It showed live feeds from Earth and the colonies. People watched in silence. Families held each other. Soldiers stood ready. She pressed a button. The screen split. One side showed old footage of the shadow raids. Burning domes on Mars. Frozen bodies on Titan. Screams cut short. The other side showed human faces now. Mothers who lost sons. Fathers who buried daughters. Survivors with scars that never healed. "This is what you did," Elena said. "This is why we came. Not for conquest. Not for power. For justice." She looked back at the prisoners. "You asked for mercy when you were scared. Now you beg again. But mercy is earned. You never earned it." Jax stepped closer. His voice was low. "My sister died on Titan. She was 16. She liked to draw stars. You took that from her. From us." He looked at Krell. "You said rogue ships. You lied. You ordered it. Look me in the eye and say it was a mistake." Krell met his stare. "It was no mistake. It was necessary. Or so I believed." Jax raised his rifle slightly. His finger hovered near the trigger. Elena raised her hand. "Hold." She turned to her officers. "We have a choice now. We can end them here. Quick. Clean. Vengeance complete. Or we can take them back to Earth. Put them on trial. Let the galaxy see. Let every world know what happens when you attack humans and think you can walk away." The room stayed silent. Outside, wind howled through broken windows. One of Jax's team members spoke up. "We lost too many. Finish it." Another shook his head. "If we kill them like this, we become what they feared. Monsters." Murmurs spread among the soldiers. Some nodded. Some looked away. Elena listened to all of it. She walked to the window. Looked out at the burning city. Ships still circled above. Human ships. In control. "We are not them," she said finally. "We do not slaughter for sport. But we do not forgive without cost." She turned back. "We take them alive. All of them. They will face trial on Earth. Every race will watch. They will see justice. Not revenge alone. Justice." Krell bowed his head. "Thank you," he whispered. Elena shook her head. "Do not thank me yet. The trial will be fair. But the evidence is heavy. Your words. Your orders. Your blood-stained hands. You will answer for every life." Zorath stood slowly. Chains rattled. "What about our worlds? Our people?" Elena looked at him. "Your people will live. Your planets will not burn. We are not destroyers. But your empires end here. No more council. No more rulers watching from shadows. The galaxy changes today. Lyra cried harder. We accept. Jax lowered his rifle completely. He felt the weight lift a little. Not gone, but lighter. He thought of his sister again. Of the drawings she never finished. It is not enough, he said quietly. But it is something. Elena nodded to the guards. Prepare transport. Heavy escort. No chances. Soldiers moved. Chains tightened. The leaders were led away. Down corridors. Into dropships. The chamber emptied. Only Elena and Jax remained for a moment. She looked at him. You okay? Jax exhaled. I wanted to pull the trigger. Part of me still does. Elena placed a hand on his shoulder. That part kept us alive. The other part keeps us human. We need both. Outside, the fleet prepared to leave. Ships formed up. Engines hummed. The planet below lay quiet now. Fires died down. People emerged from hiding. They looked up at the human ships with wide eyes. No cheers. No hate. Just stunned silence. The rulers were gone. Taken. The galaxy waited for what came next. Elena stepped onto the bridge of the Thunderstrike. She looked at the stars. Set course for home, she said. We carry prisoners. We carry truth. And we carry the future. The fleet jumped. One last time. Toward Earth. Toward trials. Toward the final chapter. But in the hearts of humans, one question lingered. Had vengeance ended? Or had it only begun to change shape? The answer waited on the day of judgment. And the galaxy would never forget. The human fleet returned home through quiet space. Engines hummed low. No victory parades. No fireworks. Just steady flight toward Earth. Prisoners sat in secure holds. Chains rattled softly with each jump. Commander Krell stared at the blank wall of his cell. Zorath sat silent. Lyra whispered to herself. They knew the trials waited. Fair but unforgiving. The evidence was ironclad. Their own words. Their own orders. Their own hands stained with human blood. No defense could erase that. On Earth, people prepared. Courts assembled. Judges chosen from every colony. Witnesses lined up. Families of the lost would speak. The galaxy tuned in. Every alien world watched the feeds. Some in fear. Some in hope. All in silence. The trials began in a vast hall under bright lights. Billions watched. Elena Reyes did not attend every day. She let justice run its course. Jax Harlan testified first. He spoke of his sister. Of her drawings. Of the day Titan burned. His voice stayed steady. No tears. Just facts. The judges listened. The prisoners looked down. Krell spoke last. He admitted everything. We feared humans, he said. We thought striking first would save us. We were wrong. We caused pain we cannot undo. The room stayed quiet. No cheers. No boos. Just truth hanging heavy. Verdicts came fast. Guilty. All of them. Sentences were clear. Life in human prisons. No death. Humans chose not to become executioners. But freedom ended forever. The galaxy saw. No more shadows. No more secret attacks. Only consequences. Planets reacted in waves. Some alien races sent messages of apology. Others offered aid to rebuild what was lost. Trade resumed slowly. But on different terms. No council ruled anymore. No single voice spoke for all. Worlds governed themselves now. Humans did not conquer. They did not occupy. They simply made sure the old fear stayed alive. A warning carved in memory. Do not attack humans. Do not lie to humans. Do not underestimate humans. Ships from other races approached carefully. They asked permission before entering human space. They paid respect. They remembered Epsilon 4. Nexus Prime. Zorath Prime. The battles that broke empires. Jax Harlan stood on a balcony overlooking Earth. Night sky stretched wide. Stars looked peaceful now. He held a small drawing in his hand. One of his sister's old sketches. A child's view of the galaxy. Bright colors. Happy suns. He folded it gently and put it away. "It is over," he said to the wind. A friend beside him nodded. "For her. For all of them." Jax looked up. "And for us too. We can build now, without looking over our shoulders." Below, cities glowed. People walked freely. Children played under open skies. Factories still worked. But now for exploration. 4 new colonies. 4 peace earned through strength. Elena Reyes addressed the world one last time. She stood on the same stage as her defiance speech. This time no anger. Only calm. "We fought because we had to," she said. "We won because we chose to remember. But victory is not the end. It is the beginning. We extend a hand to those who seek true peace. No lies. No fear. Just honesty. Join us as equals. Or stay away. The choice is yours." The galaxy listened. Some accepted. Small alliances formed. Others kept distance. But none dared challenge again. The rulers who once shook in terror now lived in quiet cells. Their empires dissolved. Their names became lessons. Years passed. Humans spread farther. New ships explored unknown sectors. New worlds welcomed settlers. Stories of the war became legend, told around fires, in schools, in quiet moments. They offered peace when scared, elders said. We chose vengeance. And we won. Children listened wide-eyed, then asked the important question. Did we become monsters? Adults smiled sadly. No. We became guardians. We protect what is ours. And we remember what happens when we forget. The galaxy changed forever. No single ruler sat on a throne. No council hid in fortresses. Power spread thin, balanced by fear of what humans could do if pushed again. In deep space, a lone scout ship patrolled the edge. Jax Harlan commanded it now. Older, calmer, but still sharp. He looked at the stars. Endless. Quiet. They do not come anymore, his first officer said. Jax nodded. Good. Let them stay away. He thought of the old title, the one that started it all. Galactic rulers watched in terror. Peace was offered. Humans chose vengeance. Now the story ended differently. Vengeance finished. Justice served. Peace earned. Not given. Not begged for. Taken. And kept. The rulers shook in fear once more. But this time no offer came. Only silence. Deep. Lasting. Humans ruled the stars now. Not with chains. Not with fire. With memory. With will. With the simple truth that no one dares challenge them again. The fleet drifted on. Earth turned below. Life continued. Stronger. Wiser. Unbroken. The galaxy had learned. Humans had taught the lesson. And the stars listened. Forever.